My question is, was there ever a time where you were struggling financially? And if so, how did you maintain a strong head about pursuing music? How did you go about promoting and paying for other things such as beats, mastering, etc.?
I did have some sort of a head start because I started really young and I got connected to some really great people. And then also Buffalo's hip hop scene, even when I was younger, was really strong. I was young and in spaces that I shouldn't have been in, but thank God that I'm still here. But I mean, I would be rapping in clubs and battling grown men, freestyling and things like that. So I learned how to spar with words. I was educated by the hip hop scene within my city and began to be very grow strongly. And so with those certain connections, I was able to be passed on to other connections. So I was on the radio really young, locally. I might have been like 16, 17 on the local radio with songs and things like that. That's before like streaming and stuff, selling CDs on the street. I don't know if we remember those times where you're trying to like do a street team and get people to buy CDs. So that's like the foundation. So there's a level besides coming from the foster care system and coming from spaces that of abuse and certain things like that, that gave me grit. I look at that as gold. So I'm already had grit and a sense of hustle and grind. And so then you pair that up with being around people who are actual hustlers and grinding out in the street. And then you have this education piece that's added to me. Like I'm gonna do whatever it is possible to pursue the things that I feel is important for me. And so yeah, there was times where I couldn't pay for a beat outright. Even if I think during that time, maybe it was like 250 to pay for a beat outright. I didn't have that kind of money starting off. So I had to lease beats. And that sucked because so many people have that same beat. And so I had to do whatever I had to do to get the $20 lease beat, or you go up to the $50 or the $100. And so I had to, struggle through there, knowing my potential. That was the hardest thing. I knew my potential and I knew music. I studied music. I'm a pianist. And I went to a performing arts high school. I know music. And so I would have to sit for hours trying to find a beat that spoke to me and still had to compromise because it's not giving me everything I know I need. And so, yeah, there's a level of grind there. And the reason why, so I choose to not forget the grind so that I can remain humble during this position where I have a producer and I can say, hey, Blue, I'm thinking about this kind of music. Can you create that for me? You know what I mean? Like it took so much time. So specifically, I had to work harder, more hours. I had to tap into my side hustles, doing photography, knowing that, okay, this gig right here is going to pay for the leasing on these beats. This gig right here is going to pay for maybe some graphics. Keep in mind, I'm a graphic designer. I do video productions. I know how to do all of these things. And so I hustled and did all of it for as long as I could so that I can save money. And then finally, when I stacked up money, I started to find people that can support. Yeah, I could do it, but after a certain point, you can't do everything.